you're working for a third party company that contracts you out to maybe a property management, and then you work in the building in which that management manages. Okay. The downside of that is they're taking a huge chunk of your paycheck nowadays. Probably more than 50%. So you're getting a whole lot less than what you could be getting. Because I remember when I first started that day after not George Foreman, but George Floyd, the march, not the day he died, but the day that they marched in the U.S. cities. I started off with 11.50, which was the same rate in the city that I worked, working Walmart overnight. So Walmart day people were getting 11, starting off at 11. Overnight was 11.50, and 11.50 is how much I was getting paid. And then when it took over another company, it started off at 12. So wasn't wonderful at all by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it was food on the table, but it wasn't all that beautiful. In addition to working when the city shuts down and you have to stay over multiple days, you may have to work weekends or holidays because they're going to ask somebody to work weekend or holidays. And you're going to have people, and I just wish they would get everybody in one building who doesn't want to work weekend and holidays so they can duke it out. But yeah, there will be people who don't want to work weekend and holidays. I already said that about if there's multiple companies, then you have to juggle everybody different policies, but it's the property management that really tells you how to do stuff. And that's another thing. The property manager can make a rule and then turn around and bend it or break it. And that's, well, you already know how that goes. Somebody makes a rule and says, okay, I made a rule, but now we're going to break it because I'm the one in charge. So that is usually a hassle. Sometimes the company will have you doing tasks that really isn't related to security. That's just something you have to deal with. Not going to say that's good or bad, but it's how you look at it. It's not going to be exciting. Most security jobs are not exciting unless you're doing like concert security. And the type of security that I did, so all that experience came from skyscraper buildings, multiple companies in a single building, and a parking garage that was open and didn't have a gate. So that's where my experience came from. You probably have a different experience if you're doing something like a football game or a basketball or a baseball game. You're probably going to get paid more. I hope. I really hope you are if you're working at sports games. Last time I think I went to a basketball or a baseball game. I can't remember which one, but I went to one of those, and all the security guards there in suit and tie, which is pretty normal. They're suit and tie. I would say they're all over 40, maybe even 50. So they wanted people with a lot of experience. They don't want no young guns or people who are going to call off. So they wanted people who are going to be pretty faithful. And another thing is you might get somebody working for you who is, how would you say, a little jumpy. So they may try to have you jump, go after every little nook and cranny. Oh, there's somebody standing on the sidewalk. Oh, there's somebody sitting on the ground. Oh, there's somebody, wandering through the gardenish area of the building, outside the building. And so you may work with someone who does not see eye to eye with you. And that's one of those things when you don't have a supervisor and they're calling every itsy bitsy little thing and using you as a wind-up toy. So there's pros and there's cons. I'm pretty sure that's with every job. I'm going to leave it right there for security guard. Maybe you have a different experience. But my experience was so-so, but it was more on the negative side than the positive side. But that can be anything if you work for a long time.